Yes, it's much healthier for a young girl to grow up in the countryside. There's at least a resemblance of equality and peace here. We still have our clowns and monks and peasants, students and teachers, peddlers and shopkeepers, all riding up and down on the same clown boats together. But in the city, rich people ride in big shiny cars, while the rest of us have to manage as best as we can walking around.
Wait, what have boats and cars got to do with all this?
Everything. If you have to spend all your waking hours filling up clogs to widen city roads, I was part of a work crew and had to unload truckloads of mud every day to fill up the little clogs that weave through the city. And what for? Why should I have to haul chunk after chunk of mud on my back in the fierce sunlight so the rich can lounge more comfortably in their air conditioned cars? Is it right? Is it fair?
If things are so unfair in the city, how will remaining in our village ever change anything?
Huh? Have you ever tried to change anything in the city? After a while, you get so discouraged that you'll learn to shrug it off and just live with things the way they are.
I don't think I will ever learn to just shrug it off. I mean, that's why I want so badly to go to school in the city. As it is now, all we ourselves know about are the little bits and pieces of unfairness that we have experienced. It's hard to change things, even the smallest thing, without hanging the overall pattern that these things are a part of. I keep thinking that there must be a whole order to this, a system with rules and laws all mapped out in it. And I want to study how the system works and moves, and then I think I could help find a better one.
Where did you get these ideas, little cousin?
Kwai and I have talked about it a lot, and our teacher always says that studying should be a way of learning how to help our people, and not just allowing down and spewing up the words in textbooks. Kwai always points that out to the teacher when he hasn't memorized or studied his lesson for the day.
Studying? I've never been to school like you, so I don't know what sort of things you're counting on learning. All I know is that I couldn't change anything, no matter how hard I tried.
But what did you try?
Why did I try? I tried to get Gun from being drafted, then I tried to get a job in the city that would let me retain some self-respect. But I ended up as a white woman's servant girl, then I tried to see Gun every once in a while. But the people I work for wouldn't let him come near their compound.
Why not?
How would I know? I think it was because Gun's clothes were always torn and muddy from work. And she might have looked down on that, but then who really knows what is it in the minds of those mango red foreigners anyway?
Mango red? I thought they were white.
Originally, they are white, a sort of stale bean curd white, but as soon as they come into this country, they take off nearly all their clothes.
Even the women?
Especially the women. Then they spray it under the blazing sun every day until they turn a funny red color, like overripe mangoes.
Tell them about their snakeskins.
Oh, and they peel. When their skin turns red, it starts to peel off their arms and stomachs and even noses, just like a snake shedding its skin.
Was she pretty? Your mistress?
She was not my mistress. I mowed her floors and washed her clothes, and she gave me some money every month, but she wasn't my mistress. Let's get that clear. Pretty? Well, she wasn't bad looking, at least after she peeled. She always looked well, kind of shiny. She had lots of glittering clothes and strings of sparkling stones.
She was not pretty. No one who lounges around all day ordering others to wait on her can be really beautiful.
John believes that true beauty is born from a person's own strength.
Roy was 7 months with child then, and still having to scrub floors and wash clothes. She was strong and beautiful.
It's time we leave. I understand much better now why you have returned to live in the village. But I suppose there's no chance. Since you feel this way about city life, you would help Dewan convince her father she should go to study there.
It's not that I don't want to help you, cousin. I just think that going to the city will do you more harm than good in the long run, that's all. It's my honest opinion, Dewan.
I don't know if our opinions have any effects on Dewan herself. Look at her. She still wants to go, doesn't she?
I want to see for myself.
Created using Powtoon.